This is the Lego Technic Team Jet, model number 42044. This is a 2-in-1 build, and I am building the first of the two, the Team Jet. These are some parts that you can get done beforehand, and if you've built the other model already, then you'll already have put the stickers onto the wings and put the tires together. It's kind of a pain to take those tires back apart. So I'm not going to talk through each and every step along the way. Some of these are much more simple than others. There are some instances where I made some mistakes. You will probably notice those if you freeze frame on some of these. And I'll point out the two major ones. There are probably more, but there are two that gave me a problem. And the first one was right here. I forgot to put a coupler piece on that on the black rod going through there, and that caused some issues later on that I'll point out. All right, the rest of this went pretty well. We're just building out the fuselage of the airplane. Once we get a little bit more of that built, we'll move on to the tail, or at least the basic structure of the tail. And yeah, just piece by piece. The instructions, I used the paper instructions that came in the kit, but you can also get them online. Look at them on your tablet or your phone. Might be a little bit easier. Instead of having to flip through the pages, just tap the screen. So yeah, that's the coupler. There's the second one is missing from the build currently. You can see the bare black rod over to the right. That's just gonna bother me every time I watch this video, that I completely forgot about that. Now these two pieces, these two yellow rod pieces, they're not very secure for a while, so you want to be careful with those. As you saw, it fell out for me. It kept doing that. I cut out most of the times it did that, but yeah, be careful with that. This one is also a little bit tricky because of the moving parts. This is basically the center and the back of the cockpit, the pilot's seat. But it has some structural importance because it also will connect up to the nose of the plane. Next up, we're building the tail of the airplane. This is much more straightforward and simple than the fuselage. There's not all the moving parts, but there are some little details that you could miss, such as putting the studs, or rather the pins, in the wrong place. And I'll show you where that went wrong later on. I like this piece, the vertical stabilizer. It's pretty cool. There aren't any stickers that go on it, but it looks super cool on its own, I think. All right, so I've been calling them rods. I guess they're technically called axles, but hopefully you still know what I'm referring to. All right, and then we got this going up. That'll connect at an angle, and the opposite side, of course, there. All right, so we got those two pins matching up with those 2 points and sticking in there. And now we're going to build the starboard side of the aircraft. And again, as I said, the placement of these pins is important, because if it's off, it's not going to line up. It's not going to be symmetrical. So right here we have the top part of the seat that we're going to see connect across to kind of spinny bits that we saw earlier. And this is the part that I forgot. The first time I built this, I totally forgot to even think about this top connection. So make sure you get that snapped in place so everything's nice and lined up in the middle. All right, now we assemble the nose of the airplane. And this uses the stickers. There's 6 pieces that are the same exact shape. So you want to use the stickers with the solid colors, no intricate little designs on them. And here we're putting in some pin studs, blue ones, so that we can then connect the rubbery axle pieces. Are they even called axles, the rubbery bits? Call them the hoses. They're kind of tough to put in there, but if you squeeze them after you get them in there, you'll get them nice and snug. All right, now this is the second set of these small wing type pieces, and the front part has the logo, and then the back part has like the caution little sign. So you want to, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that's the way it was intended as designed. Now here, this is where I ran into trouble. I didn't have that coupler piece, so I had to take it back apart and put that on there to get that there. And then these pins were not in the right place, so that the horizontal stabilizers weren't able to fit there. And then we put on the wings, get those lined up right so that the landing gear can fit on there. And with the tires already assembled, attach them to those beam bits, and then spin the wheels out so you can get that third wheel on the front. And there you go, retractable landing gear. We are ready to fly. Thanks for watching. Up next is the second build of kit number 42044, which is the Stunt Plane. Let me know what other awesome Lego Technic sets are out there that you want to see built, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.